casual side quest. No topic is off the map. It's a casual side quest. Talking nonsense and talking facts.
Yo, welcome back. Episode 8. Can you believe we've been doing this 8 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, nearly in double figures.
I know. It's insane. But yeah, episode 8. And this is Sparta. All right, and you're probably thinking, what the fucking kind of name is that for a title?
Gladiators?
But this is Sparta because we are going to be kicking some games into touch today. That is the plan. All right. We are talking games in general, the state of current gaming, and how we genuinely feel. And any games that we've played recently that we were looking forward to, that have kind of flopped, or games that have actually impressed us that we didn't think were going to be much. Now, before we get into that, though, we are going to have a little bit of a catch up. Dan, how you been?
Not too bad, thank you.
Not too bad.
I
Good week?
suppose, yeah.
Or
Spent a blooming fortune.
on what?
Oh, the missus decided to decorate the living room.
In this heat?
Yeah, in this heat.
Is she a sociopath? Dan, blink twice if you need help.
Yes, she has one of these minds that she gets something in her head and it's got to be done
that's
there
women.
and then.
That's women.
Yeah, I know that's women in general, but not just like, oh, it's got to be done that day.
Don't
or
look
that
at me
week.
like that, Luce.
It's got to be done that second, no matter
Yep.
what.
It's a case
So she
of,
is-
can you put the bin out? Yeah, in a minute. Because you haven't stood straight up and done it. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Oh, what was it? What was it before? I needed to put something away, and like I'd forgot about it because my memory is shit.
Yeah.
And I'd forgot about it, and I thought,
Same.
right, I will get it done, and then boom! Oh, next thing she's doing it. She's like, I'm just doing it. You've not done it quick enough. Like, okay, yeah, all the
It's a
time.
good way to get away with stuff, I suppose.
Mate, I
Yeah.
don't get away with it, though. Would you upset Kirsty on purpose?
No.
Well, then.
I don't want to upset my missus on purpose, but still.
Well,
happens.
then. Mate, I could just look at her the wrong way. It's like, don't look. You know what I mean? Anyway, Luce, how you been?
All right.
Hang on a minute. Are you wearing a fucking jumper?
No, it's like a big sort of.
Does that have long sleeves?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
What? It's not that. I don't feel that hot.
It is.
Mate, you got issues. No, I'm not just
Yeah,
talking
okay.
about your normal issues. You got other issues going on there.
I know. I'm aware.
Jesus.
It's
I'm
hotter
fine.
than the devil's arsehole.
It
I'm
is.
all right.
It's hotter than Satan's scrotum after an orgy.
Well, I will be that scrotum.
Well, if shoe fits, eh?
You know, just saying.
Exactly.
How's your week been?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Ups and downs, but yeah, I'm all right.
That's
I'm
the
watching
sex
shocking.
life, but you know, what about the rest
I
of it?
mean,
Nah.
usually trampolines go up and down, don't they?
Jesus Christ. Right, we're 2 minutes
How
in and
many
Dan's already
minutes in? I was
started.
going to say how many minutes are we in?
We're like 2 minutes in and Dan's already started.
Sorry, Luz.
He's not, though. He's not.
No, he's not. I don't know why.
No.
Don't give me apologies.
False.
I know
Apologies.
Yeah, the false, yeah.
False apologies not welcome here.
But like the
But no,
Carlisle
yeah.
football team, just empty your pot, it's just empty.
Yeah. I text Ryan after the game saying, right, that's it. I'm done with Carlisle. I'm going to support Wrexham. It's that bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. We're not going on to football. But
No,
no, as
thank
long
you.
as your week's been all right.
Yeah.
How's
What
yours?
about you?
Hot. And I mean, last night I slept for 10 hours.
Yeah, I slept a lot yesterday.
Yeah, well, first about midnight, and then I woke up at about 10 o'clock, went downstairs and looked at Kirsty and went, why didn't you wake me up? And she went, why did I have to?
Oh.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But then took the boys out down the seafront today. Got a
Very
nice
nice.
little photo of them on the grass and their little Arsenal kits.
Shame about the
um,
Arsenal kit, but yeah. Good.
Well, at least we actually know how to win a game of football, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, it's been had a nice roast dinner around my mum and dad's. Nice bit of roast pork, crackling, you name it.
Ugh,
It was there. It was
Very
good.
nice.
murder roast.
It was a bit hot for a roast, but I'll tell you what, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, it's been an up and, like you said, it's been up and down. It's just been heat, it's not lack of sleep and
Yeah,
work,
I've definitely
really.
felt that.
So yeah, streaming's exactly the same, up and down. Some streams have been busy, some streams haven't been. It's been really weird. But I think that's I think that's like generally down to the state of the games
Yeah.
at the moment, and that's kind of like brings us onto the topic of what we're going to be talking about, because partly being a streamer, Luce understand this as well, that obviously the game you play is a massive part of how what it brings the people in,
Yeah.
depending on what you're playing. Now, the state of gaming at the moment, it just seems to be it doesn't matter what you play, people aren't just aren't enjoying gaming at the moment. It's just like everything's stale.
Yeah.
Everything's boring, the same old, same old. Doesn't matter what you play.
Yep.
If you play something different, like for me, for example, I play Ghost of Tsushima, brilliant game, beautiful game.
Yeah, really good game that.
But streaming, dead. Because it's so old.
Yeah. You'd have played it when it first came out. You'd have
It
been
didn't
fine.
well, no, apparently people were saying even when they first came out, it was
Yeah,
a weird one.
It wasn't really a
Wow.
very popular one to stream, but I also I disagree with it. Like, it has to be a new game to
Yeah.
like, because recently I've just been replaying older games, which have been much more successful for me than
Yep.
some of the newer stuff that's come out. Because people do like to watch what they know.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But with Ghost, honestly, I found it to be dead.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah. But Assassin's Creed, if I play Assassin's Creed, it gets more people in. Even if
Yeah.
I play the
It's
old
a
ones.
bigger name.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
But
been around
like,
for a long time.
if you play COD or even Fortnite currently, I don't know if it's just the current season, because I know a lot of people are turning around in Fortnite and saying they've abandoned it because of the cars.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you were going to play last night, weren't you?
And then I didn't.
5
You
days.
didn't.
5 days.
Yeah, it's for the new season.
5 days.
But it just seems to be like really, really hit and miss at the moment. And I don't know if that's sort of like because of the state of gaming at the moment, or if it's other things.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like why I wanted to have this podcast to talk about like the current state of gaming, because I just think it's in possibly the worst state it's been in nearly 5.5 years of me streaming. Luce is thinking.
I'm like, it's difficult because
It's different for you, slightly,
Yeah,
potentially.
I think it's based on like genre types. I completely agree with you. Like, I do admit that games obviously are taking a lot longer either to come out or to be made.
But this is
But
the
then
thing, though.
I'm
But when they're
like,
coming out, they're not finished.
exactly. So then I'm like in two minds. So, we all know, like, with the cyberpunk stuff that
Yep.
happened, they got pushed by the communities to be like, get it out, get it out. It came out. It was
Trash.
shocking. And it's only just now, really, that people are playing it and actually like going, oh my God, this is a great game. But it's been forgotten about now because
Yeah.
it was rushed and pushed out and trashed for it.
That's
So, yeah, sorry, you go.
no, that's kind of my input. Like the community, like gaming community in general, are pushing for games to come out faster so they can play them, but then they're complaining about how
This is
rushed
what I
it
mean.
is.
I'm the same with that. I won't put like, if I've got so many games that I've been waiting for and they've either been held back or held back or held back. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy was one of those examples.
And I'm quite glad they held that back.
Same with Last of Us as well. I mean, we waited 9 years for that. Maybe no need to wait 9 years for the next one, but but I would rather they go, do you know what? We were due to bring it out now, but we're having some teething issues, so we're going to wait another month or two, make sure it's absolutely perfect. I would much rather like that. But sadly, a lot of the gaming community don't think that way, and they just get really frustrated and at the developers. And then when it does come out, it's not at the quality, and then people complain about it again. So it's like a double-edged sword, really.
It is, but then I think people are also getting very, very confused with older times, where games weren't so big, the graphics weren't so intense.
Yeah, of
and
course.
developing a game obviously didn't take as long.
No.
Yeah.
But obviously, when you look at like, I mean, you even take like Red Dead Redemption 2, for example, probably one of the greatest games ever made.
Yes, I can agree.
Right. You look how long it took them to get that game out,
Yeah.
right? And then when you look into like the depths, like the how detailed they are is insane. I mean, I watched a video the other day that I didn't even pick up on this. That when you're riding a horse through the snow, the horse testicles shrink.
Huh?
I did not know that.
I'd never noticed it, but somebody actually took their time to record a video and zoom in on a horse's nuts, and they
As you
actually
do.
shrink in the snow and expand
Wow.
in the. And I was like, that's insane. That level of detail is insane.
Yeah.
And when and then when people go, yeah, but you know they're taking too long, it's like, can you see why they're taking so long?
Concentrating on horses' nuts.
Yeah, because you know, to me, that's not even a thing that I'd have even noticed.
No.
But yeah, some game developers gone, oh no, we definitely need to focus on that realism.
And then if someone had forgot to put it in, someone would have complained about horses' nuts. Not
Yeah.
shrinking.
Yeah, but because they have put it in, it's not been noticed. You know, what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like,
True. It's
but
very true.
when you look at like the I mean, obviously like Red Dead Redemption 2 is in what 2019, 28, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And you look at it and you go, the graphics even now still outdo newer games graphics.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even the storyline, the in-depthness, the side missions, what you can do in the game, outblows anything current, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that to me is kind of the pinnacle of where we're at with gaming. There's nothing new coming through. Everything coming through now is a knockoff idea of something else.
I mean, I can speak heavily on that. I mean, I play horror games, so the amount of like, not saying all big ones. We don't. I mean, we're not getting as much big horror games as we are, but you know, when we do, they are good. But like indie horror games will very much. It's very saturated. They will use sort of similar storylines. So even though it is different, you're a bit like, oh, let me guess. Yes, this person did that, and then oh, I'm gonna get a jump scare here, and did it. So you kind of get a little bit.
You can preemptive what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, because obviously the biggest game that sort of inspired them was like PT.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone ever. So it was just that. So now so many people make games like PT and use sort of similar models and stuff like that. So it can get very repetitive. So I'm like I am waiting for something.
I mean, I know sort of like your genre is very like you, but then when you get games, I mean, obviously I spoke to you about a game, Beautiful Light, that's coming out, that's looking to sort of like come out into an alpha or beta very, very soon, which is a 4-player extraction online, like horror. Yeah. I mean, is that something that you're looking forward to? Is it something that you're not? Or...
I mean, the only problem I have, and I am looking forward to it, I obviously want to know more information on it. The problem is that you've got with like horror multiplayers is they're only ever usually available for PC.
Yeah, so you can't really then play with console.
So it's like trying to do community games can become really hard for streams because not a lot of people have access to a PC. You know, example like Phasmophobia has only just sort of started doing like it available on console, and that's been out for years. You know, so it's if it becomes a game that's like crossplay, I'm all.
I mean,
here
I've
for
not
it.
seen
I'm
any
still gonna
information on
try
it, but I don't know if it's crossplay. I think they're very, very early stages still, and there are a couple of demos out there. There are a couple of like cinematic trailers for it. But like a 4-player extraction horror survival
would be really good.
Sounds fun.
Yeah,
even the sort of thing I'd play.
Yeah, I think the last sort of thing that I kind of played that was like that style would really be like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, but even that I wasn't really an extractor. That was just a survival.
It wasn't an extractor, but it was sort of the closest thing to some form of survival.
And then they brought out Back 4 Blood, and I was just like, well, what the? I played that. That was shocking.
I didn't play that.
It so they hyped it up. So obviously it was by the developers of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
And it didn't even come anywhere near. It was such a letdown. It was just repetitive. It was just, do you know what I mean? So yeah, and that's another thing I like. And like people are like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And then when it comes out, you're just like, your old game hit better, mate.
That can also be like a risk, isn't it? It's like when you've made such a good first game to bring out the second and then hype it up or spend a long time.
I feel like that with I get that, but like Hellblade 2, I think that even though it was a completely different game to Hellblade 1, and it was a completely different sort of thing. The character development, the combat side of
really
it,
enjoyed
the
it.
puzzles, I think they really elevated it.
I
But a
really
lot of
enjoyed
people
it.
slated it.
Yeah, a lot of people did, and I don't know why. I really enjoyed it because I liked the difference. I
Mm.
didn't really want to go back to
No.
being as similar as the first one because the first one had an impact on me one way. It's like the same with Last. You know what it's like with Last of Us. Everybody loved Last of Us 1. Loads of people slate Last of Us 2. I loved them both because I don't want them to be exactly the same.
Mm.
I want them to develop in a, and it's almost. It was good for me because I enjoyed it because it was like her character development. She's not
Exactly.
going to be the same as she was in Hellblade 1.
No. I think her character development actually enhanced the experience a bit
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, I
Massively.
think you actually connected more with her
Yeah.
in the second one.
Yeah.
And the fact that she actually had moved on from the first to sort of like use her experiences to sort of like better other people.
Mm. I think the big complaint for people was saying like it was so expensive and was so short. But again, a lot of people are forgetting graphically what games are,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was too short. I thought it was the right amount
I
of
did
length.
it in 8.5.
Yeah, I think I did about 8.5.
But I didn't
And
finish it. I've still got to find so many more hidden
Yeah.
things. I've got to find
Yeah.
more trees. You know, there's things that I missed. So therefore, if you actually played that game fully, it's a 12-hour game.
But that's the thing. People don't really truly play it fully sometimes. They'll just rush through it
Mm.
and then complain about how short it is and how much money they've spent on it. But people need to stop saying like how expensive games are sometimes because it's not the same as it used
But
to
people
be.
also need to remember that it was an Xbox exclusive and it was on the freaking Games Pass.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I played it.
That's where I played it. Played on the Games Pass. But would I have brought it if I had to? Of course I would. I love this. I love Hellblade. You know, and I mean, it's just sort of like, I don't know at the moment. I think gaming in general is just sort of like going round and round in circles. I mean, you've got how many like different extraction looters have we had recently? We've had Grey Zone Warfare, which was fantastic in my opinion. We've had the new one, Delta Force, that's come out, which again, it's in alpha stage and at the moment, so you know. We've had Breakout Infinite.
Isn't that's more of an arena one though, isn't it? Not an extraction.
That's Tarkov. It's an extraction.
Yeah, but Arena Breakout, isn't that an arena shoot again more than an extraction?
But people are comparing it to Tarkov. So to me, you still have to extract.
Okay, well,
So
I've not played it, so I can't really have
yeah.
an opinion on that. Yeah.
So like in the space of sort of like 4 months, we've had 3 extraction games come out, and obviously, like I said, Grey Zone Warfare, and I absolutely love, and I can't wait for the patch 2, where they're bringing in like the nighttime, daytime cycles and stuff like that.
With Grey Zone, I'm a bit iffy.
In what way?
I think a day and night cycle isn't enough to get people back playing.
No, they need to bring in vehicles. They need to bring in new missions. They need to bring in side quests as part from the same mission. You know, they need to do more to it. But I'm looking forward to see how that daytime nighttime cycle works, especially with your weapons. If you go out, are you gonna have to take 2 weapons with you? Are you gonna have to take a different attachment for a scope? Are you gonna have to take? I'm intrigued to see how it's going to work and how it's going to play out.
Well, the room, like what they've been saying, is you get night vision goggles, and there's three different sets. So that'll obviously, I think they might add like a slot for that. You know, like your helmet and your mask.
Right, okay.
They might add a slot for that.
Okay,
So
that could be interesting.
that's the way they do it, rather than you having to take it in your backpack or your rig.
Yeah.
And then put it on that way. I'd rather have a slot.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, did you play it loose?
I didn't. I enjoy watching people. This is where I'm a bit like, I'm not a big fan of the loot system like that. You know how you have to like go into your backpack and then move lasers. Like for me, it's like too much for my brain. It's very oh god, I can't even think of the game that pretty much started all of these.
Tarkov.
No.
PUBG.
Well, Tarkov, PUBG kind of style. It confuses me too much. I can respect the game and I can watch people play it.
Yeah.
But then I haven't tried it, so I don't know. Because I was like that with Once Human. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna be mouse and key in it all the way through this, and I haven't mouse and keyed in a long
See,
time.
I
In
haven't gone to
terms
Once
of
Human yet.
yeah,
I'm gonna.
yeah, I won't do too much on it, but like I do mouse and key games, but like they are like short indie horror stuff, so
Yeah.
it's not really as impactful as to do it in the style that you're doing it that. So I'd try it. I just don't know if I'm very good at it.
Thing is, that you don't know until you try it. I mean, it's very. The thing with Grey Zone Warfare is one mistake will fuck you.
Mm.
One slight
It's very
movement,
realistic.
and you are gone. It is that simple. But the other issue with Grey Zone Warfare is the AI are more OP than hackers on COD.
Yeah.
Mm.
They'll shoot you through. They'll one tap to you to a head, full sprint past the bush, and they won't see you, but I know where you are.
Because the whole point is I mean, you fight others as well, don't you?
So, well, with Grey Zone, you've got a PvP,
Or PvE.
but you've also got a PvE.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that, like, you know, because obviously because hacking was quite an issue with Grey Zone at one point. So therefore, a lot of people were just playing PvE, so therefore you couldn't be killed and stuff like that. But they also need to add in there, you know, if you're playing PvE, for example, different colors for different factions, so you know where other people are on the map, so you're not wasting your time trying to do other missions.
Do a mission while someone's
While someone's already cleared out an area, sort of thing. That was a big issue for the game, for me anyway. And obviously, like the chopper times, and that's why they need vehicles so you can get around and get to places and stuff still without having to wait for a chopper. But then you've got the likes of obviously Delta Force, like I've just mentioned. It is in alpha at the moment, and from what I've played, graphically and gameplay wise, maps, beautiful game, beautiful. The only thing that ruined it for me was how fast the TTK is, and also how sweaty. Because I mean, there's no way. I mean, when we played it, we went into 2 games to begin with, and we're okay. We extracted twice. The next 4 games, we were dead within 2 or 3 minutes. Like to the point where like you couldn't move. Like you were just shit on. And a lot of people I've read online, and that's exactly the same thing. That's the only thing that ruined it for them was the fast TTK. And there was obviously a lot of people are like COD, like they need to get rid of skill-based matchmaking. But I feel like when it's an alpha like that, you need to be very careful of how you're putting with certain people. Because like we jumped in after only playing like 10 minutes, and we were coming up against people who've been playing for 7 hours.
Yeah.
And we were never going to survive. And that's just going to put, and to me, that puts people off the game.
Yeah.
You know, but apart from that, the game's got so much potential. Yes, I'm not a fan of the map-based system that it's got, where you go through and unlock new maps, new areas. I like to see a mass open world like Grey Zone. But I understand that saying that people enjoy the map-based system because you don't get bored. You just basically keep changing it around. I understand that. I mean, Dan, you've obviously got your thoughts on Delta.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I played the tech test.
Yes, yeah, I didn't. So
yeah, so that was a lot different. Like it was a lot more chilled. Everyone was going around, enjoying the map, learning the gameplay style, learning the looter style and stuff like that. Obviously, I was a bit pissed off the way we did go in and get absolutely shit on, but I'm not salty about it. I do love the way the map is. I do love the looter style. I feel it is very similar to Grey Zone and Tarkov, crossed with Battlefield. I am looking forward to seeing how they improve it, ready for release on console as well as controller configuration.
See, that's the one thing I'm looking forward to, because it is the fact that we can play with console players on this.
Yeah, and I think the beauty of this as well, I love this now that people are doing like betas and more often, because it's giving them time to actually see what people are thinking of their game.
Yeah, and it's what people need to realize, like the game's in alpha test.
Yeah.
Like it's close to perfect. For an
graphically, for me, it's insane. There was no lag, there was no lag spikes, there was no glitches, there was nothing. You know, graphically beautiful.
Yeah, so people like with the beta test, like they opened it too high. Like there was literally, I think there was like 80,000 people got the codes
Yeah, I didn't get it.
and then it was the Twitch drops with 30,000 in 4 sets. So there was 200,000 people playing the game during an alpha test, and people
It ran
just went
smooth.
hard. Yeah, it ran smooth, but I mean the player style in general, they just went straight for the kill and thought, I'm going to ruin people's experience. But that's also part of PvE VP.
It is.
Like, yeah.
But that's where I think basically for an alpha, they
Mhm.
need to be very, very specific on who they need to do it on, sort of like maybe like hours played sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know what, it's a
But-
bit like when X Defiant came out, they did it on like a level basis, so you were
Yeah.
sort of with the same sort of people up
Yeah.
to a point, and then once you reach sort of like level 20, then that's sort of, you kind of just like moved just
Yeah.
into normal thing, which I think is a good way, because some people might just be playing this for the first time ever. They may never played any type of games like this.
That was
Yeah.
good,
So
yeah.
And
yeah.
you come into that and you're overwhelmed, you're just gonna go,
Yeah.
yeah, no, not for
So
me.
they could have done it for level 10
Yeah.
for me. If
Just
they had
sort
put
of
like a
up to a
level,
point.
yeah, you're in sort of like novice players until level 10. Once you hit level 10,
Then
you
you know what I
then
mean.
move on.
Yeah, so you
Because you-
kind of want partial skill-based matching.
In an
Kind
alpha,
of.
yeah.
In
In an
alpha.
alpha, in an alpha or beta, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you want to get to know the game. That's the whole point of
Yeah.
you doing it. If you're
Yeah,
just going in and just getting absolutely shit on,
Yeah.
you're just going to put it down. And that's
Which
just
is
reality.
which
That's
is what
what's
Fitzy
happening.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fitzy went in with a couple of randoms, played 2 games, and deleted it because he said,
Yeah.
I can't, I'm just dying too quickly. This is ridiculous."
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean it's a bad game.
No.
No.
It looks like a great game. It's got a great, graphics are great. The whole, I really like the look of it. But again, like, that's the problem, isn't it? Like, if you don't put sort of some form of cap or limit on it, or do something,
Yeah.
it's just going to put people off, and they're just going to go,
Yeah.
nah, I'm not even going to fuss getting this.
The only thing
Well,
I
that's
will
it.
say as well, it was freaking expensive to build a gun and buy ammunition.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Like
was that
70 silver a round.
Wow.
That's for bog standard rounds. You
Bog
go to
standard
the higher
rounds.
ones, they're like $900 a round.
Jesus, why so high
Yeah.
then?
Like
Some
your
guess
people
you
backpack-
like
have
over
to
a
do
mil.
more.
Yeah, but your backpack wasn't actually big enough to get out enough like money to
Mhm.
sort of like buy new rounds. You were going in basically like on very, very looting your rounds.
Yeah.
That's the only
Yeah.
other thing I would say. It was way too expensive to get your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. But there is ways of getting that money up. Like some things were worth like 90 grand a piece.
Oh yeah, but
There
they're
is
very
ways,
rare.
yeah.
They're very rare.
Yeah.
But the other thing I did like though was they gave you money like when you leveled up and like doing different like little things. So like there's like a battle pass there, then there was like little like side quests, and you had like other little side quests, and you had like your level quests.
Yeah.
So there was
like
other ways of
Fortnite
doing
does.
it, but you could level up very, very quickly doing it as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's got so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that they listen to the feedback that they're getting.
That
I think
depends
they
if
will.
it is. Depends if it is the feed. Like if our feedback is the same as other people's, because
Going by Twitter, a lot of people felt the
Yeah.
same. The TTK and like how sweaty it was put a lot. So a lot
Yeah.
of people said it put them off the game.
yeah, like with Greyzone, like that for example, like they get the gamers gave so much advice of what they wanted, and then in an update they just was like, nah, we've tested it, we don't feel the same, we won't do that. And then like 2 days after the update, the same thing happened and everyone was complaining. They're like, okay, sorry, we've not listened to you, we'll go and do what you wanted.
Yeah.
And
As
the
soon as
game
they
became
listened,
broken.
boom.
Yeah.
You've got to listen, though. At the end
But
of the
Yeah.
this
day.
is where COD goes wrong.
Oh god, here we go.
We've got to talk about it.
I don't play it anymore. Just for
I know you don't, but you've still got your opinion on it.
I do have my
Yeah.
opinion. There's a reason why I don't play it anymore. I'm very much looking forward to Black Ops, but
Yep.
um,
And the
no.
reason is they're listening to the wrong fan base.
hmm
They're listening to streamers.
No, they're
They are
listening to
listening to
big
big
streamers.
Yeah, big
they're not
streamers.
listening to
Sorry.
streamers. They're listening to
Yeah.
big streamers.
Yeah.
All they care about is what J God's saying, Z-Laner's saying, Joe Wo's saying. That's
Yeah.
all they care about is
Yeah.
what the big guys are saying. And the
Yeah.
big guys don't care about casual gamers.
Nope.
All they care about is what they do. And they're trying
Well,
to
they
make the
care about
game
it.
as better for them.
Yeah.
Which
they
I
care
get.
about the casual gamers in a way because they want them to buy the game so they can shit
Yeah,
on
but the casual gamers aren't playing anymore.
Nope.
And this is now why you're getting streamers doing this 2-boxing or whatever it is, because they're not dropping the 40 fucking bombs that they used to drop. They're not dropping like the insane like team clips that they used to do, team wipeouts, because there's no casual players anymore to do it against. The casual player base on COD has gone.
Yep.
And it is that simple.
I'm one of them.
Exactly. I mean, you were casual. You were a casual player.
I used to love it. I used to love doing Rebirth all the time. That Rebirth was my thing. I wasn't a big map kind of girl, but I loved Rebirth. Because I'm a very like multiplayer COD kind of girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't. I went on and I was like, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah. It took the fun away. I mean, you look at last night. We were playing last night, and I think it was you, Dan. Were you playing last night?
Nope.
No, it wasn't you. Who was it?
Danny.
No, I can't remember who it was, but basically they couldn't even land. No, it was Smithy. It was Smithy. When last few games, he said he couldn't even land. He was just getting shot the shit out of the sky.
Yeah.
No matter, I think he said he died 5 times before he even touched the ground.
Wow.
I mean, we had blatant hackers last night as well. We had some guy literally rage hacking on us last night.
They don't even hide it anymore.
No, they don't. No, they don't. You can report them and nothing happens. And this is what I think what's putting a lot of people off as well, because obviously, and I don't care what anybody says, PC gamers are not the fucking issue. Not every PC gamer hacks, all right?
No.
And you can get hacks on console as well. And talk to Average about a Cronus. So, you can't turn around and blame PC gaming for like the state of COD. It's not PC gamers. It's COD themselves with a bad anti-cheat.
I'm kind of on that wavelength. Like, you can blame PC gaming in a way, because the advantages of PC gaming compared to what console gets is a major advantage.
In what way?
The amount of customizability you can have.
Okay, but what about the strength of aim assist and console over PC?
But that's because of PC gaming that the strength of aim assist came about.
Yeah, but they've still got 120. They've still got 120. They've still got 120 FOV.
Yeah, now.
But they've still got exactly the same amount of aim assist strength.
Yeah, but that's only just came in. Like,
you can still argue it.
You compare PC gaming to the likes of on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, I get that.
It's only now that consoles are coming up to standard of PCs.
Yeah, but they've
still
I do
understand. No, I do understand their side.
But that's going to happen. I mean, if you're going to compare a PlayStation 4 against a PC, of course a PC is going to be very different to a PlayStation 4. But if you want to because I have a PS5 and a PC, and I do both because obviously I've still got games on there.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like my console, I'll be like, I'll go on the console because I haven't got to worry about lowering graphics, or to try and stream. Like I haven't got to worry about any of that stuff. Whereas PC, it is different. So I don't know.
But you also got to remember, you've also got to bring into the fact that not every person playing on PC is running a 4090.
No.
That's you got to think. The majority of gamers are running 3080s and sort of like
29.
I'm running the 3060.
Yeah.
I'm not running. It's still better. Don't get me wrong. My PC is the same spec as a fucking PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah.
The only advantage I really have is audio tuning.
Yeah.
Graphically, there's not really much in it.
You can kind of tune your graphics.
Yeah, you can, but again, I'm not exactly gaining much out of it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
The aim assist on PlayStation's the aim assist on console still smashes the shit out of PC.
Yeah.
So unless you're playing mouse and key on PC, which again has its advantages, disadvantages, but it's why so many competitive players went back to PlayStation 5 when the PlayStation 5 came out, because the aim assist is so OP on console, they can't do what they can do on PC.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had it. I mean, look at Smithy. Smithy just recently bought a PC.
Yeah.
He himself said, and he couldn't believe it, how weak the aim assist is on PC.
It's shocking.
It's like, it's literally, so he goes back onto his PS5, he's dropping 30 bombs.
Yeah.
And I look at it and go, so you can't really blame not all PC. You can't blame PC gaming.
No, not all of it, but
No.
there is. It has to a sense ruined gaming in a way.
But then you can
Not-
also
not a
say the
mass-
fact that streaming's ruined gaming.
Well, that's another subject. That is also true.
But I don't think streaming's ruined. I think big streamers have ruined gaming.
Yeah, yeah.
Certain streamers.
I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, right? I'm not slating J God or anything, right? But if J God didn't drop meta videos, COD wouldn't be boring.
Yeah.
Because nobody would be running around with the same fucking loadout.
Yeah.
And the
And
whole
he's not gonna
idea of
stop doing it.
Warzone was build your guns to suit you as a player, and now it's just gone to meta, which is why I was hoping when Warzone 2 came out, I was hoping they were going to go back to a blackout style.
Same.
No loadouts. Find your guns on the floor.
It was never going to happen, but say.
I was hoping
Because
that as
you
well.
watch how many fucking players then start destroying. Not many.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the reason why they didn't do it, because they listened to the big streamer. The big streamers wanted their loadouts.
Yeah.
And to
that's
me,
just-
I wanted blackout. I wanted a blackout style.
It's just Activision's way of marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I do get it.
It's what makes them money.
The sad reality is they will never not make money.
No.
They will always, no matter what they do, they will always.
But I
have
think they're
this-
under pressure now with it being on
They are
with
under
it being on
pressure.
Microsoft, with it being on Xbox and the Games Pass. I
Think
now
Mike-
think they're under pressure.
I think it being on Microsoft's been the greatest purchasing.
That's why they've done it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a reason why they've like, we need to do something here. And
Uh-huh.
I was like, that's probably a very good move for them,
Yeah.
if I'm honest.
And
They'll
if
have
they
made the
bring
money back
in,
by now.
well, if they bring in a Microsoft anti-cheat,
Yeah.
which
I think
okay,
that's why they've gone
they
for
still
it.
got round it in Halo. Don't get me wrong, some people did, but there are a lot less hackers on Halo than there is on COD.
Yeah.
Except the Halo Infinite.
Yeah, Halo Infinite is just a fucking that's a different story.
That's
But-
that's a game I'd like to bring up.
But you look at like Halo in general from Microsoft, there wasn't many hackers on there.
No.
No.
So is this going to be sort of like the start of the turnaround that we've been waiting for?
We'll have to see.
And plus, with it being on Games Pass, they're not going to have the amount of people going out and buying it the way they did before. So is this going to make them listen to the casual gamer? Because it's going to be the casual gamer that plays them on Xbox.
Yeah.
It's
I think it's a good decision.
curious. It's made me really curious. And obviously with round-based zombies coming back as well,
Oh, so excited.
which is going to be
Round-
amazing.
Zombies, I've got a bit of an issue.
Okay, why?
The fact that you can save your round based is absolutely stupid.
I admit,
Why?
you can save your round base.
Yes, you can save your round. So if
You
you're
never
in
used to be able
round,
to. That's not right to me.
What?
yes. So you are now able to save the round you're in, and so if you go to round 10, you can just pause it, save, quit game, go back to it exactly where you were.
I don't
Really?
mind that. Hang a minute. Wait. I don't mind that to a degree. Because say like we're playing round-based zombies, it gets to 10:30 at night, and we all turn around and say, "Look, we need to go to bed.
But
We
the
can
whole
pick this up
point-
tomorrow."
The whole point of round-based zombies is going round for round for round.
Yeah, I get that. But as long as the only way you can save it is at the start of a round, you can't save it halfway through. So if you're gonna die,
Yeah.
you can then reload.
No, you can start it, reload.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. Then
And another
Why
thing,
did they put that in?
don't know. This is like I don't know if this is true, but it is quite a strong rumor I've heard. You are going to have zombies levels and multiplayer / Warzone levels. So it's not going to be one thing. It's going to be all different.
that I don't mind to a degree.
See, as a person that uses zombies to level up guns, and I like that.
Yeah,
it's-
so you can't level up your guns and then take them into multiplayer.
I don't know about that.
I
I've
understand.
like-
I understand the levels because
Yeah.
obviously some people just like play zombies and that to boost levels. But as long
Yeah.
as you can level your guns up and still use them in wars, I don't
Yeah.
have an issue.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I think if they don't do that, especially in like multiplayer, that would be a real big mistake for them. I can't
Mhm.
imagine them saying,
You can level your
yeah.
guns up in
you
multiplayer,
can't.
but you can't use them in Warzone.
"I."
Yeah.
if
No,
they
it'll be
did that-
Warzone. like multiplayer and Warzone together, and then zombies, I think, is the way it's going to be.
I don't
Yeah,
mind that as with ranked,
well,
but you should still be able to level your guns up in zombies, because otherwise, what's the point of having zombie camos?
I need to find the post to tell you
I
exactly.
don't know how I
what it
feel. I don't know about that one.
is. Yeah, but
that's
like,
a weird one.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I find it very weird.
I think
that
that'd
they've done
be.
it.
I think that'd be a very, very stupid thing to do.
I shall be watching Gamescom at the end of this month, and I hope
Yes.
they will be.
Like I said, I understand the level side of it,
Mhm.
Yeah, I get the level side of it.
but
Like camos and stuff as well.
yeah, I get that. But like the whole idea of me playing round-based zombies was to unlock the zombie camos, which in my
Yeah.
opinion have always been cooler than the main camos.
That's
Yeah.
always the case back in the day. and
Yeah.
that's why we all
So
did
therefore,
it.
if I
That's why we
can't
all ground
then
on it.
unlock the zombie camos to then use them in war, or my gun levels don't matter, what's the point?
I
Yeah.
can't see. I can't see them saying like I can't see them allowing you to unlock the really cool camos and not being able to use them.
If you're going to do that,
In
bring
Warzone.
zombies out as a standalone game.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Don't make it as part of the package. Bring it as a standalone and reduce the
I really
cost
hope
price.
they aren't doing that.
So if they turn around and went, for example, right, we're going to bring out Black Ops 6, whatever. But the game's going to be $29.99 without zombies. If you want zombies, the game's going to cost you another £15 on top.
Mm.
Yep.
People just buy zombies.
They pretty much would.
You know, and I think that then gives you your player base.
Yeah.
You know,
They've not really announced a lot about what they're doing.
No,
with
they
the
haven't.
Warzone yet, have they? I think they're probably going to do it at the end of this month. But
do you know what? I can see him scrapping it.
Yeah.
And
Don't know.
literally, I don't know, because like, it seems to be that like they know a lot of people want Verdansk back. Now the rumor is going that Blackout's going to come out and they're going to bring back Verdansk. That's the rumor that's going around. I don't see it happening myself. They keep threatening to bring back Verdansk, and I think that's just to keep the player base.
Yes.
The thing is, this is what I say about this. Like, of course, the dance was a great map, but surely the problem I think is they're bringing out new maps that are just not working.
The problem
game
is
style's not working.
right, the problem is everybody has this honeymoon image of Verdansk.
Mm.
Everybody has pandemic, Love Island memories of Verdansk.
Yeah.
But Verdansk had fucking issues. It had massive issues. But because it is the game that kept people got people through like COVID and lockdowns and everything else, people seem to have this image of Verdansk in their head. And if
I
they
don't think
brought
it's gonna be
it
the same.
back,
It's not going to be the same.
it'll ruin it for people.
I think it'll be worse now with the way
The
Got it.
current
The gun bar
movement,
movement,
TTK, and everything else. I mean, I watched gameplay the other night of somebody sniping in Verdansk. Oh God, it made me happy.
It's just not going to. This is what I mean. It's like they're calling for it to come back, but why? Why would you want what currently the state of COD is in to be put into something that you loved then
I wouldn't.
to then ruin you? Like you gotta let it go, guys.
I said this the other month when they were talking about it. I was like, I wouldn't want to play it.
Yeah.
I think it would ruin it for me. In the current movement state, the current TTK and skill, I think it would ruin it. It really, really would.
Yeah.
And especially with the level of hackers, because obviously like hacking now is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And we had rage hacking in fucking Verdansk. People driving around on bonnets of cars, literally just like 360 fucking spinning and shooting people. And I still would rather play that than the state the current COD's in. Because unless you're using today the STG, you're not winning a gunfight.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I mean, last night some guy Danny was using the STG and he said it felt like it had been nerfed. Then there was a guy shooting us through a brick wall and a metal fence and killing us with an STG.
Skill-based hit work.
Mate, is it though? Because they're saying that doesn't exist.
Does it shite?
But
It's a skill issue.
mate, we've all seen it where like people have literally hit people, and not a single bullet register.
Yeah.
We've all seen it. And you've even turned around to me yourself a few times and gone, I shot the shit out of you. How are you not dead? Apart from Luce. Luce doesn't have that issue. Luce just runs herself over with vehicles, but we won't go into
Hey,
that.
I'm not that bad.
I've got video proof, Luce.
Okay, one time. One time.
So back to Black Ops 6. It says here the camo grind in Black Ops 6 might be longer or different, as there are separate categories for multiplayer zombies and Warzone camos.
Yeah, so basically what they're saying is you got a multiplayer set of camos, a Warzone set of camo, and that's fine for me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say anything about like your gun levels not
Okay.
registering or anything. But I actually like that. You got a multiplayer camo, a Warzone camo, and I like that.
Yeah.
We've never
I'm
really
trying to
had that.
No.
I am.
Apart from you've always had like a zombie kind of camo.
Well,
but,
zombie
like,
camos have always been their own thing. But like whenever
never
you
had a
play, it's always been
multiplayer
multiplayer and Warzone together.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I do. I think that's because you're going to see a lot more variety of camos going on now.
And
I think
people
that's good.
pushing more on different modes for those camos as well. So it's kind of bringing people back to those bits more.
It's bringing people back to the casual grind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people love camos. I mean, you look at Ben in Discord. Look at our Ben. He loves a fucking camo grind.
Same with Average.
Average loves a camo grind. Me personally, I can't fucking stand it unless it's zombies.
I like.
I love camo grinding zombies, but multiplayer and Warzone, nah. Nah.
I'm looking forward to the multiplayer. I'm looking forward to zombies.
I'm
just not fussed about Warzone.
curious how this Omni movement's gonna work.
Oh, I can't wait to dive
you
into
can
I'm
some
turn it
testing.
on. You have the option to have it on and off, don't you?
Yeah,
So-
but I'm curious how it's gonna work. I saw a video of it being tested the other day, and diving backwards while shooting looked fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it out.
I'm curious.
I loved watching it like being used within zombies. It just looked so cool. So yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes.
I like
Could be
custom
interesting.
vehicles are back too.
Oh, are they back? Are they?
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, I love that's the one thing I miss now is the custom reticle. So you can get a really nice clean scope and change your reticle like you could on the car back in the day.
Yes.
Oh, give me back the T-bar. Give me back my T-bar. Oh, I miss that fucking scope so much. But yeah, no, it's promising. It's promising. Now, a bit like Fortnite, and we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Because, Luce, you said earlier that you stopped playing Fortnite.
I mean, I've had a few.
Stop, but like you're not enjoying it as much.
I'm not a big fan of this season now, because I'm a girl that's done like every season for ages. I even went back to the OG and then came back to the regular and stuff. So yeah, I'm not into this season at all.
Well, this is my first real season playing Fortnite. I've dabbled a couple of games in the previous season with yourself, Luce. But this is like my first real time actually playing Fortnite. Ever since I've been streaming, I've never played Fortnite. So this is like the first season that I've actually kind of like actually tried properly.
Yeah.
And I've had enough of the cars. I've had enough of people driving around in cars, abusing them. But the moment they get out of a car, they can't shoot for shit.
Yeah, of course.
And you can't turn around to me and say that's a skill issue because it's fucking not.
It's really.
You know.
The problem is this is what I don't understand. And we were talking about how, COD like listens to the big streamers. I don't know who Fortnite's listening to.
I don't think they listen to anyone.
Because when it started, like when they came out with the new season alongside Lego and alongside the Rocket League bit, we obviously were very aware they were bringing this car system into it, which you could, when you did have the occasional vehicles in the main map, you could carry over the skins that you get from the Rocket League, and it was cool. Like it made sense, it worked. But I didn't hear anyone outcry for
mods.
Modded vehicles, but not just but constant modded vehicles. And like I didn't hear this sort of like outcry for that. And I don't know what their thought process was on it. I think they are sort of kicking themselves in the nuts a little bit.
I think if they just brought cars in,
like we were before,
just to travel. But not mod them, not do this, and they are so fucking OP. I mean, I've had gold crossbows and I've laced, and the cars just don't blow up. They just don't get any damage. So you can't destroy a car.
And you've got repair kits.
And you've got bulletproof tires.
And then a machine
a
gun on
weird
top.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
or a
weird
rocket
one.
launcher, or
I was just like, this isn't for me because it's now not showing skill. Like
no, it's not.
the reason why I went to Fortnite and I enjoyed it was because it was picking up my skill again, and then I started to enjoy it, and then I was doing like big games and hitting those shots, and I was really enjoying it. And then this came in, and I was like, who am I? Like, I don't like.
Hmm.
There's no like serious one-on-one situation. Like if it's like 1v1, it could just be someone's just sat in a car and they're just going to come out and just belt you with
Well,
like a
that's the
machine
thing.
gun.
We lost a game the other night to a team who had 1 kill each. They've just been driving around in the same fucking car the whole game.
Yeah.
And you
Go
like,
to
they
that
didn't even
main
get out of the
car.
car to kill us. They just basically run us over and shot us.
Mhm.
And you're just like, how you
Yeah.
can't compete with this.
I mean, we have got the new season coming. I mean, they haven't
5
really
days, isn't it?
revealed too much. Yeah, they haven't
5
really
days.
revealed too much. Obviously, they were at Disney the other day revealing all the stuff that they're doing.
Well, Dan
Disney
says that they've released
crossovers.
all the characters that they're bringing
They've
in.
released loads.
Yeah, Star Wars, Disney
Marvel.
villains, Marvel, because obviously they've got this big Doctor Doom event
want the
that
list?
happened. So Doctor
Okay.
Doom's coming into it, the X-Men are coming into it. But I think this is also sort of linking in with Disney. They've obviously got a very good contract with Disney at the minute. I don't
Mhm.
know what's going on, but they've got a good one. But they're obviously linking with the announcement of Robert Downey Jr. becoming Doomsday, and then we've got Deadpool, and they're like kind of linking X-Men and all the stuff that's coming out in Marvel.
I still wish
Disney.
they'd get rid of the fucking fist though, the Nitro fist and shit.
They'll go.
I don't mind them having. I don't
do-
mind the augmentations, like to zoom around the map and stuff like that. But these Nitro fists and shit that they've brought in, just fuck them off.
I have a feeling
They're in.
they're
still
they'll
in.
be go.
No,
No,
they're still in.
no,
No, so
not for season 5.
Magneto's powers go in, so's the Nitro fists, but coming in is Iron Man's blaster,
Captain
You know-
America's shield.
Captain America's shield, Black Panther's fists. What else was there? There was War Machine's machine gun and Doctor Doom's laser beam. But they're all easily counterable. These ones from Marvel, the Magneto ones, you just can't.
You can't get away from them.
Nope.
This is the problem that they have. Sometimes they'll bring in like there'll be just too much going on. You've got the cars, you've got the Magneto, like you've just got all these things going on. It's like
yeah.
just strip it back a little bit.
It's just too much to
Strip it
focus on.
back.
And if you've got a guy with a car and somebody in there with a magnet, you are fucked.
Yeah, well, you don't win.
Well, there's six like special items to around the map in the new season. But like the Iron Man laser beam and Doctor Doom's, they're all easily countable because they're like a split beam, like they're a single beam. So you move out the way of it, you're not getting hit.
Yeah.
Whereas the Magneto ones are all over the parish.
It's like they're bringing back the old school stuff that they used to have, like when you had them. And it was always like on a really sort of lower timer. I feel like Magneto's is on a longer timer.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What can we? I mean, we'll
I know
see.
a lot of people have stopped playing though because of the cars. But apparently, ranked doesn't have the cars.
Ranked doesn't have the cards. No, you can't.
But then
do
ranked's ultra sweaty.
Yeah, you can't do ranked with the cars. I mean, that.
So you either get rid of the cars and then don't enjoy the game because it's too fucking sweaty, or you put up with the cars and don't enjoy it because of the cars.
Well, that's why they brought Rebirth into it. I think.
Yeah, Rebirth doesn't have the cars.
But Rebirth doesn't have it either.
Rebirth's loot is shockingly bad.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's old school. It's old school.
Yeah.
It's the old school stuff.
But then I also think the Fortnite snipers are awful. I've not actually used one yet. That I've actually enjoyed a DMR. I've preferred DMR over sniper.
Yeah.
The drop on them has definitely changed.
It's massive. They've got hardly any range at all.
They used to be sort of very like dead on kind of shooting, but now obviously like you can see the huge drop that you have.
Yeah, but the DMR hasn't got a drop.
DMR's always been like that though. I don't think they'll ever change the DMR like that.
But to me, the DMR shouldn't outdistance a sniper.
I know.
No. That's just me. I know people are going to be looking
I
blood.
agree.
It's just literally a game, mate. You're overthinking it. But to me, there still has to be some sort of like truth to what you're doing. There has to be some sort of logic, yeah.
But the one thing that I do love about Fortnite, and it is a pick your own loot up. Obviously, you can change it. You know, you can edit.
I don't mind that
sites and stuff, and that's fine if you find one of the bunkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just love it because it's like pick it off the floor and then
I say I don't mind it
Yeah.
Yeah.
at all.
And it's all the same, isn't it? Like, it's the same weapons for everybody. There's
Yeah.
different levels.
Yeah.
And the game's a lot more chilled out.
Yeah.
It is. I
And
think
it is
it's
one-
competitive
it is
against,
more
like,
down
elite,
to
like-
skill than your loadout.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth. I feel like Fortnite is more down to your accuracy and everything else over what guns you're running.
That's why
Yeah.
I loved it. That's why I loved it. And then this happened, and I was just like, "What is going on?" So I'm gonna hold hope. 5 days time, I'm gonna go into it. I'm gonna give it a shot. Like,
6
I give
days,
every
6
single
days.
Is it
6 days.
6?
I'm gonna
No,
I give
no.
it a shot.
It's 5 days. Just don't go in on the 5th day because it'll be horrible.
Yeah, true. Bit like COD. You never
I
play
always
COD
do,
on
but
update
to be
day.
fair, I always do, and it's never really that bad. Like, I
We
literally,
never play COD on update day.
it's not that bad on Fortnite, I don't find.
I might give it a try.
I still
I
think. God knows.
But yeah,
Some,
no, sorry,
you-
but yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Hmm.
yeah.
I
But
always do.
I'll tell you one thing I am noticing though. I'm getting more people queuing for Fortnite games than I am COD.
Like, this is what I was saying. Like, I've been in this Discord now for over a year, and from the first day I hounded you to play Fortnite, I'm so happy you got into Fortnite. And I told you,
If
your
COD
community
wasn't broken,
grew.
I don't think I would have.
No,
And that's
but
me being honest.
Yeah. But look at how your community has grown.
Oh, it has
since you played
massively.
Fortnite. Yeah.
The thing
It
is,
has.
with Fortnite, it's more community-driven type of game because it is fun. Okay, at the minute, yes, it drives us all mad, but it's a lot
But
like
even though we're
funner
still
to
having fun.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? It's and you're not like having all these bad games and just go, oh, do you know, I'm turning this. I can't be bothered. You're just like, okay, this is ridiculous.
I
but
mean, the
you're
only
having a
time
laugh.
I turned it off recently was that night we had really bad lag.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's the only reason why I turned it off because I literally my game was freezing for like 20 seconds when I couldn't move,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, I can't
It's
play this.
understandable.
Yeah, I can't play
That was when
this.
Virgin went down, wasn't it?
But that's the thing. That's it's a lot more enjoyable to play. Whereas COD, I just find it just everyone's so competitive. Everyone gets so angry and arsey now, and you just kind of go, oh, I don't really want to play this. Like, I want to have fun with people. I don't want to be
Yeah.
like.
I mean, I got toxic on COD last night. I ain't gonna lie, I got really toxic on COD last night.
Just a toxic game, I think.
But I tell you what, though, it was funny toxic.
Yeah.
It wasn't sort of like the horrible, sort of like normal toxic you get. It was funny toxic.
And can we
Yeah.
also talk about how COD is sort of going down this route of being a bit like
Being
Fortnite
Fortnite.
with their
Yep.
skins? Like, come on now.
I think they've worked out how much Fortnite's made.
Yeah.
And thought, you know what, I'm hopping on that.
And a
Yeah.
lot of the
Which
other
never gonna
issue
hit-
was, as you said, Dan, a lot of Fortnite kids were now jumping over to COD,
Mm-hmm.
and they thought, oh, we need to keep them interested.
Mm-hmm.
So we're now going to release all these like Fortnite type creations.
Yeah.
That's how
Problem
I
is,
think.
I think
Yeah.
Fortnite will always excel COD purely for the reasons of they have really good collaborations what they do, and it makes sense for them to have these collaborations because they make it into a storyline. But not just that, they also have creative mode games, which
Yep.
are huge.
And when
and,
COD
like-
get a collab going, it's the boys, which was fucking awful.
I know. How don't you bring in Butcher? Like, what a travesty.
But they also
Fucking
don't make
idiots.
sense sometimes. Like,
No.
I don't know, like do some form of mission that has to involve something to do with that. Like, that's the thing that Fortnite
Yeah.
has. It's like if it's going to do a collaboration, it's got a whole storyline within
You
the
look
whole
at
game.
Jack Sparrow, you have to go and do things for Jack.
Yeah, and it's always been like that with anything, with
Yeah.
any of the collaborations they do. They also do a lot of anime collaborations, which is huge, and obviously that has a huge fan base. So they do pick well. Whereas I feel like COD are like, no, let's just put this skin in, and we'll get
Yeah.
loads of people over.
And
The
then it's
thing
like,
is,
no,
though, I know there's people in my Discord that will buy the stupid COD skins because they are stupid.
I don't.
Average being one of them.
God,
He
that-
bought the
who's
fish
that
head skin.
dude?
He
I
bought the
forgot
fish
his name.
head skin.
I was going to say that kid's getting hate in this podcast, but yeah, he deserves it.
I'm not a part.
Average is all right.
Crush
I'm
is
just
not
saying, yeah, he's one of these that
Yeah.
loves it. Even Savage turned around and said that's the sort
Some
of skin that
people
I'd
do.
buy.
Yeah.
Some people do, but it's like people on Fortnite as well. They'll buy like all the skins that come out, and the money
Savage.
they spend
Savage.
is like it's crazy. Whereas,
Some
but
of them are cool,
what
though.
I really like is the battle pass before Fortnite is I feel it is always a little bit better than COD.
I think
'cause-
it's more better value.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you get better skins and cool skins.
With the battle pass, I feel what Fortnite have done the best is their Fortnite crew. Fortnite crew is great value for money. Like you pay a tenner, you get the battle pass, you get 1,000 coins, you get a set skin, like a limited time skin, and it's just brilliant. Like
I
a
didn't know
tenner
about
on
that.
COD, a tenner
it's
on
really
COD doesn't even get you the battle pass.
Well, I also don't like the fact that they now charge you £25 on top of COD
Yeah,
for the
Black Cell.
Black Cell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Luce. If you want the Black Cell Battle Pass, it's $25.99,
It is.
That is insanity.
Mhm.
and all you get is the Black Cell edition of the same skins.
I have just no words.
So,
for them.
like,
they
The
are
last
just
one, they
really
had a Greek statue, didn't they? Face, and the original one was silver. The other, then if you got the Black Cell one, it was gold.
$25.99.
$25.99. Oh, and you got
Ah.
25 tier skips.
20.
Oh, shut up.
Was it
No one's
20?
buying that crap, are
It
they?
used to be
Yeah.
50.
Used to be
But it was
50. Now you get
It was
20.
originally 50, but now you get 20.
It used to be
people buy
worth it. I bought two because it was worth it back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Now it's not worth it.
Nope.
That's nuts that it's that much.
Yeah,
I
$25.99.
knew how much you used to get for it, but like, oh my god, that's crazy.
And then the idea was that they said if you wanted to buy the next battle pass, you could get enough COD points from the battle pass to get the free one. I was like, well, it's not fucking free, is it? If you've got to use your COD points.
It's just how they word it, though, isn't it?
But you could buy the normal battle pass, and it'll still be £25 if you want the XL version, Black Cell.
Crazy.
$16.79, I think it is.
Oh, if you have the original.
So there's the original, like the first edition, which is 2,500 COD points, which is $16.79.
Yep.
Then the next one, the next, like the original one's 1,100, so you get that with the coins. The next one up is $16.79, and then the one after that is $25.99.
Yeah.
$25.99. Which
It's
And I
honestly,
get
it's
it,
nuts.
like these free-to-play games obviously need to do stuff to make money, and then
I know.
obviously the only way to do it is like
They-
bringing out their battle passes. But it's like once Human came out, I didn't really go for the battle pass because I was like, I'm going to see what the game.
See, now once Human,
Yeah.
I need to get back on because I really enjoyed that.
you need to get your weeks in.
Dan deleted it. I know Dan removed it because he said he couldn't be dealing with the grind, with the material grind you have to do.
So long.
And I get that, but mate, honestly, I enjoyed Once Human so much. It's just finding the time to actually play it and actually put time into it.
That's it. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was just that grind was so long.
Yeah.
Like usually with survival games, it's relatively easy. That was just awfully long.
I mean, I get it. I do get it.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, this is like my first time I've ever played like one of these like proper survival games on Peak. I've always been a COD player and Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. But when I played the beta of it and everything else, I blatantly turned around and said, "This ain't for me."
Yeah.
Because it just wasn't for me. And then when I thought, it's free to play, let's try it again anyway. And the actual game release was completely different to the beta.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe how much I was actually enjoying it. You know, even though it's mouse and key, I was like, do you know what? I'm still enjoying myself here. It's still fun. And I like the fact that you can have a hive. I like the fact you can involve your teammates. I like the fact that you can give them permissions to build in your house and stuff like that as well. And you can share your shit. I like that. I do. I rate it.
Yeah.
But I understand as well, if it's not your main focus of a game, are you going to play it?
That's it. It's that long of a grind. It's got to be. You've got to put at least 3 hours in a day.
Do you agree, Luce, or are you not with that one?
No, I mean, I get it. Like, I get it. I think it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's a difficult one because you've obviously got pros and cons of the game. A lot of people are kicking off about the 6-week season sort of thing. Like after the 6th week, it's going to reset. And a lot of people
See,
were
that to me
kicking
is a
off
lot
at
of
that.
grinding for nothing.
But they don't read the small print of it though, like which is you can take the blueprint of the house that you build and you can take all your materials and just put them in a storage box and take it over to the next season, then just put your house up.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
So
that's
it's
pretty much
I
it.
think people have kind of gone, oh, we've got to put all this grind in, and then what is it?
And
Why?
then start again, rebuild from scratch.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a lot. It's kind of a bit like just so I don't know. I can't remember what the game is. It Tarkov? It might be Tarkov. I don't think Tarkov does the reset. Which one does?
Yeah, it
the
does.
reset?
Tarkov does reset.
Tarkov does the reset.
But not that
So I
not
don't
that quick.
No.
Yeah, but yeah, after 6 weeks. So I don't know where they go with it. I don't know what.
Tarkov's like 6 months on a wipe, isn't it?
Yeah, so theirs is 6 weeks. So I don't know where they're going with it, and
I think the first
how-
one's going to be 6 weeks because obviously it's the first release. They wanted to give people a taste.
Yeah.
I think they've said that after the first one, the next one will be longer.
Mm.
Mm.
And I hope it's sort of going to go with the story.
Yeah.
So I think that's where they're going to go with it. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I think it's different. Again, I'm one of these people that don't really play these type of games. I don't do a lot of survival things. I think the last sort of survival looty sort of thing was Pal World that I played.
Oh my god.
I really
Oh,
enjoyed
just Pal
Pal
World.
World.
No,
I
I'm
love
with
Pal
you,
World. But
so-
that's what I mean.
yeah.
I'm
I'm
surprised
not
by
a
you.
Pokemon fan. Remember that, and it was
But
very
this is what I
much
mean,
based
Dan.
around.
I'm surprised by you saying that like you've got to get all the materials. Like Pal World, you have to do that as well. Like it's
Yeah,
but
but
I grew
it's
up
it's the characters in Power World that will put me
Yeah.
off.
Oh, see,
It's-
that's what I like.
Yeah.
But I really like the style that Once Human is, because the missions that you do are all so different. Like you can do like just ones that are just basically shooting the shit out of something,
Mhm.
Yeah.
or you can do something where you're collecting things but trying to sneak around. Like it is very
Yeah.
they've done well
Yeah.
on trying to combine two different types of genres and put it together and to suit loads of different type of game
Yeah. I do
Uh,
get it.
Storyline's
gamers.
great.
Oh, it
Storyline
is.
and
So-
missions are great.
I've enjoyed it. But I'm the same as Blood. Like you've got to, you do have to put like and Dan, you do have to put the time into it.
Yeah.
You know, when it first came out, me and Josh were like putting in like 12, 14 hours a day sometimes. Like we
Mm.
would be up late.
But this is the thing. Like, I don't feel like it's a kind of game that you really want to play solo. I feel like you
You
need
can
to have.
do.
You can do. I
I
feel like
got
you need
into
to
it.
have somebody there with you to talk to like
Yeah.
go around and do things with.
Yeah, certain
And-
missions and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
You can't do it casually either. It's not built.
It's
for
not a casual game.
gamer. No.
But that's how they've designed it. Is that you do, because with the whole hives and stuff like that. I think they have designed it to be more like get your team together to do these missions. That's why some of the missions are like really high levels. But if you've got enough of you, you can do it.
Yeah, so I do
Successfully,
get it. I do understand it fully.
So I don't
it's
know.
just
I don't know. I'll see where this goes after this. I mean, I haven't been on it for a minute, but
Hmm.
yeah, it'll be. I mean, we'll see.
they've
So I
got the potential to have something amazing.
Yeah.
And the thing people need to realize, it's a free to play game.
Game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
look
it.
what they've created. Like I
Yeah.
find this amazing. All these new free to play games are creating some pretty decent stuff. And
So
if you don't like it, you don't like it.
I
you've
think
not
it's
put
fun.
any- you're not-
Go on.
not putting any money. You're not putting much money to it, have you? So
I just
Unless
find
you
it
do the battle
funny
passes.
how like these free to play games are actually better put together than the pay to play games,
Yeah.
which
I
kind of
think-
tells you everything you need to know about the current state of gaming.
yeah. So I don't want to interrupt and take over because I know people say I take over the podcast, but you said to me you as you were saying to me earlier, Blood, and I know we've went over time, but is there any game you are looking forward to that you hope they do not fuck up massively? Barcode.
Barcode.
I'll just put that out there. Bar Call of Duty because
I
we know
could
they'll
think of one for him.
fuck it up. Go on then.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna say Beautiful Light.
Okay.
All right, because
That's not where I thought you were going to go.
where do you think I was gonna go?
I thought you were going to bring up Assassin's Creed.
No,
be
and I've
honest.
got a reason. I've got a reason for that. Okay, and I will explain myself.
Okay.
But I'm going to say Beautiful Light because there aren't really many extraction horror shooters coming or have ever
No.
been.
Yeah.
So to me, it's got the potential of offering something that others don't.
Yeah.
And if they get it right with the right balance and they bring in a PvE mode,
Mhm.
you don't just want to go into some extraction. Sometimes you don't want a PvE.
Yeah.
A bit like Grey Zone. They've given you the option to be a casual at the game.
Yeah. Oh, I
And-
agree. I don't want to be walking around shitting myself from zombies and jump scares and then having some random guy pop me in the head.
Exactly. So if they do this right and they market it right and do it right, and they give you the option to go be that sweat if you want to be that sweat.
Mm.
But if they give you the PvE when there's other teams going around as well still,
Mhm.
because obviously that's going to give you a jump shit scare in the fucking first place, just bumping into another team. Them shooting at you and not killing you is going to make you shit yourself, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So if they do that properly with the right jump scares, the right lighting, and it could be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I hope they don't ruin it and I just hope they don't ruin it.
Yeah.
We
Right?
can play
Luke's-
a game together.
We can. Now you asked me about Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
right? Now the only reason why I haven't said Assassin's Creed is because personally, from playing like the recent one, like Mirage and all that, I don't think they're going to mess it up because they didn't mess up Mirage, in my opinion. Now, a lot of people have said they did.
Yeah.
I don't think they did. I love Mirage. I found I found the old school. I found it gave old school vibes with a new style play.
Okay.
So it was like fighting back in the day and the movement of Ezio with the current baseline of Ivor.
See, I can't give an opinion. I've not played Assassin's Creed.
So that's the reason why I'm not worried about Shadow.
I mean, I'm not. I think it's going to be great, but
Yeah.
I just thought maybe you might have been worried.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I was like, do you know what? I'm not actually worried about it.
Yeah.
The only Assassin's Creed I've been worried about was Valhalla.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously they fucked up Odyssey's mythology so bad.
Mm.
And a lot of people still say Odyssey is one of the better Assassin's Creed, but to me it's not, because it was just not accurate.
Okay.
When Valhalla, they pulled their finger out, and to me they did a really good job.
Yeah.
With the assassins being in, you could argue that this historically, and a lot of people are already doing it, isn't accurate, but they're talking out their ass.
Yeah.
Because they were black samurai, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. So
They
if
were
people
years.
if people want to turn around and say that they're boycotting it because it's not accurate, you need to go and do your history and actually check your facts.
Female ninja as well.
Exactly.
God help us all.
Which there was female ninja warriors. So therefore, and if you're going to pick Assassin's Creed apart for that, you need to pick apart Ghost of Tsushima as well.
Just do it
Just
all.
saying.
I mean, I think people forget this is a game.
The problem you've got is, though, Assassin's Creed have always based their games around historical accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
But
to me, they still have.
They are.
They are. That's the
Before we get
problem.
into that subject, Luce, are there any games you're looking forward
Hold
to?
on, let me finish. Let me finish, but that's the reason why I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah. Loose. That's not a game I've heard of.
So I'm probably going to say, only from seeing the gameplay footage released over the summer fest game stuff, probably I'm a little bit nervous about Silent Hill 2.
Okay, and why?
Graphically, obviously it is going to be, it is graphically extremely different to Silent Hill 2, the original. I expect that. But it almost doesn't feel very scary. Like the monsters and stuff. Because when I played Silent Hill 2, and if I still play Silent Hill 2, the original now, I'm still like, because like they are so like freaky and horrible looking, and the nurses look horrible. But I was watching the gameplay and I was a bit like, they're not
bit
really
toned down.
Yeah.
See, but I found that about Resident Evil, though. I found Resident Evil got less about the scare and more about the story.
I think after it went from like 3 onwards to probably about 6. I can get between the 3 and 6 bit. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I always look at Resident Evil. Like, I think Resident Evil 7 and 8 were quite scary ones because it was
Well,
completely different.
You know yourself, people don't talk about Resident Evil 6. It never happened.
No. But Resident Evil 7 and 8 were completely different. Well, first person, which was a completely different concept. But obviously now you can do them in third person as well, which is what they did because, so many people complained and they actually listened to their audience. But because it's kind of like a trilogy in its own, I do think they are, and the graphics that they use now, that I think it is very scary.
But do you think that's the reason
But-
why Silent Hill's gone down the same sort of road?
Possibly, but I also think they're competing with Resident Evil doing their remakes, and I agree with you on that point. If I was to play the Resident Evil 4 original compared to the remake, I loved the remake. I thought it was brilliant. But you're right, it isn't as jumpy and scary as the original was. But I don't know whether that is just down to the style of what it was at the time, and it still gets us. And I don't know. I can't really comment on it, but I think that's why Silent Hill is going, because they won't make another game. I don't think. I mean, they've only made one new one, which was free to play on PlayStation 5. I can't remember what it's called, Silent Breath or something like that. It was like a bit like PT kind of style.
See, but that's my worry for your genre.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I feel like with the way modern society is, are they gonna start dulling down horror games to appease people?
In terms of remakes, I think yes. To bring a newer audience in. In terms of new games, I can disagree in a way because I've played some absolutely horrifically, horribly scary games.
We've seen you cry.
So with that, do you think that's mainstream games have been toned down, but indie games have been raised?
Indie games have definitely been raised.
Yeah.
The creativity but then this is something that I've watched when we watch this sort of Gamescom stuff. They're really pushing. It's not just for horror, but any really pushing indie game designers now, which is amazing because obviously they never used to get the recognition that they do. And it's like, for me, if I went on Steam, I would have to go through and try and find horrors, whereas now I can be like, oh, something good's coming. I wouldn't ever really see those recommendations out there. Mainstream, I don't know. People are obviously asking for remakes to be made. Every person's asking for every single Resident Evil to be remade. Everyone's asking for all the Silent. So I guess they're going to try and bring more clientele in, maybe tone it down a little bit so it doesn't have to be a certain age rating. But it kind of takes a little, I don't know, love out of it a little bit for me. So I'm a little bit apprehensive. I'm very positive about it because it does look amazing, obviously, in comparison to what it was.
Yeah.
But do you reckon they're just hoping the fact that they've upped the graphics, that they're hoping that's going to bring enough of a fright to people rather than it actually being about jump scares, timing?
Because you remember Pyramid Head was horrifying when you play the game.
It was horrible in the fucking film.
Yeah. But I watched some gameplay of him and I was a bit like, huh. But I was like, it's not finished. Maybe they'll take on comments.
Did they have the liquor in the game in Silent Hill 1? At the toilet.
Liquor is in.
No, at the toilet.
The liquor.
Wait, he's at the toilet.
Yeah. I mean, they do, but I don't. They do have that in the game.
I'm talking about the one that's I'm talking about the one that's barbed wired up in the toilet.
Yeah. They do have that in the game, and it's horrifying. But I don't know if they're going to have all these because I've not seen he was quite a key monster.
Yeah.
Because he has a bit of a storyline behind him. But I didn't see him in the trailer, so I don't know whether they're just holding back on that. But it was in the original. I don't know. I just hope it's just not for marketing reasons. And
bless you.
But then this is another thing. It's like people saying well, why aren't these companies making new games?
Yeah,
I think it's because the ideas aren't there anymore.
Yeah, and people also want to bring back. I mean, obviously, Silent Hill have announced they're bringing a film out, which is usually the case when they do this. It's like when Last of Us season 2's been released, and then Neil's suddenly gone, oh well, I'm writing number 3 now. So it's kind of like it's a way to keep people
I get that.
into this franchise, I guess. But
No, I get that.
yeah, I'm waiting for that. But the stuff that I'm looking forward to are more like the story ones where you have to make a decision and it affects your gameplay, like the
A
Dark
bit like
Pictures
Detroit
series.
Become Human and stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So Until Dawn. So those are all coming out. I've got one coming out at the beginning of next month. So yeah. I think horror's going somewhere, but like you said, I just think the ideas are not there yet.
Yeah, creativity.
Making
about
it
you, Dan?
different.
So I kind of have two.
Oh, I Mr. Greedy.
One, I know. Like I'll go with my main one rather than my little side one, but Fable. Again,
Oh,
because it's a remake. Fable. I loved Fable as a
I love
child,
Fable.
Josh is very excited about that. My Josh. is.
and it's one I do hope they don't fuck it up. Just
I'm one of those
Yeah.
people that just love to watch Fable, though. I could just sit and watch
Yeah,
people
I just love
play it.
playing it. I love playing Fable.
Mhm.
I've never
And-
played it myself, but I would love to
Oh, it's
try.
fantastic.
It's just the storyline was great. The quests were amazing.
It was basically like the first game where like you had a good persona and an evil persona,
yeah,
and you could play
yeah.
either way.
yeah, and I cannot wait to see. Hopefully, it's not like a remake of the original, and I hope they take the story somewhere else.
It's 2025, isn't that when it comes out?
I think
I thought
it's
it was.
late.
I thought it was late this year.
Yeah, I thought it was like no.
I thought I'm trying to remember when I watched the.
Yeah, it was on Xbox. It was at the Xbox event on it.
I
was
thought it was
this
originally planned for
2024?
late this year.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But that's what I can't wait for.
They might have
It
pushed
does
it
look.
back.
It does look good though. It does look good.
Yeah,
The trailer was
yeah.
good anyway.
exactly.
I mean, that's not a gameplay trailer, but it
No.
did look good.
It's a cinematic,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it was just a cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one game I am excited for, and I really hope they don't.
I mean, you
fuck it
might get a game trailer at the end of this month.
Maybe.
up. Hopefully at
And
Gamescom.
what's the second one? I'm curious what the second one was.
Football Manager.
Oh,
Oh,
fucking hell.
God, get out of here.
Anyway, moving
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad
How
you
do
went the
find
Fable
that
route.
entertaining?
Exactly. Yes.
I'm glad you went the Fable route.
I am always one of these people that's like, if everybody likes the games that they like,
Yes.
But Football Manager, come on.
It's just a chill game, and I do like after
No.
the last 2 years, it was shocking. So hopefully it goes somewhere.
what makes it exciting?
Nothing. Closing it down is probably the most exciting thing about it.
I like the idea of being in charge of a football club, making it my
Okay,
own,
fair
making
play.
it somewhere.
It reminds me of a bit of a
Being-
film loose. What's the best part of the film? The fucking ending.
Oh, you're bringing out a biographical film, are you?
Yeah, you're fucking starring in it, mate.
That's fine.
I'm
It's
directing.
the most entertaining part.
No, it's actually
Yeah.
about eye correction surgery,
Okay.
and you're my patient.
Oh
as
my
long
god,
as I
is it
make
Final
7 grand.
Destination?
Basically, right, it's an eye correctional, basically like a film about eye correction. But then I take it to a different, and I use it basically like an animus, and I plug him into it to see the future around the world.
That sounds pretty
Interesting.
cool.
Because
Do I
his
get free
eyes
eye
literally
correction
see
for it?
everything.
Do
So
I
I'm
get the
thinking that I
surgery
can
for
plug
free?
into him and
Do you get
expand the
surgery
future.
for free?
If I get the surgery for free, I'm all for it.
Free healthcare.
Nah,
for
mate,
Dan.
Exactly.
now, mate.
The NHS is shit.
Mate, the NHS is fantastic. It's just in a bad place. Let's not go there.
Good shit.
Because if it wasn't for the NHS, I wouldn't be alive.
Yeah.
So let's
That's
just
fair
go there.
Fair enough. But yeah.
But on another note, before we end this rather long strip podcast,
This gaming, man, it gets us going.
I'm going to talk about the one thing that's happened this week that's actually shocked me. All right.
Is this Danny and Savage's marriage?
No, nothing to do with that. It never happened. All right. No, we're talking about the magical gift that Mr. Shane Johnson gave me yesterday.
What was
Oh,
that?
the song.
He done me a song.
I didn't know he did you a song. I missed your stream yesterday at the end there.
He has written me a song,
Ah,
and I love it. Danny's not sure on it. He said it's
I
good,
like-
but it's not as good as his country stuff that he does.
Yeah, that's because I like country. And
Alright.
don't call me Danny, it's Dan.
I can call you whatever the fuck I want. It's my podcast.
Don't associate me with that
he's
dwarf.
got himself a song for free. Like,
He sent me a message and he went, can you listen to this music for me? I was like, yeah. No worries. He goes, because I trust your opinion and your views as a good friend. And he sent me this song, and I went, do you know what? That would sound banging slower as a country style version. And he went, right, leave it with me. He sent me it again in a slower style, and I was like, mate, that is phenomenal. And I played it on stream, didn't I? And even Dan went, mate, that's amazing.
I'm still waiting on the file. I loved it.
Yeah, I will get it. And then he sent me a message. He went, I'm also working on a song for you. I was like, what do you mean you're working on a song for me? He's like, I'm working on a song for you. And he sent me it, and I was just like, wow.
That's good.
It was
like,
really good.
Holy shit. I was like, that's insane. I was going to do it in this podcast, but I haven't set it up. So what I'll do is next podcast, I'll set it up so we can play it and we can listen to it. But honestly, it's phenomenal. Absolutely
really
insane.
See, there are people that like you.
Shane's fantastic. I love Shane. He's such a nice guy. He really is. So Shane, if you're watching this podcast, mate, thank you so much indeed for your gift. It's an absolute pleasure. And it is also made it onto the stream as well, because it's going to be my intro now when I'm like talking to people. So thank you very much indeed, buddy. But on that note, guys, we are going to call it because we're coming up to an hour and a half.
Yeah,
We got carried away.
Well, this is the thing about gaming. Gaming can sort of like just take you into that sort of like space
Realm.
where you can just talk, especially if you're gamers like we all are. So
Yeah.
it's been an
Very
absolute
good.
pleasure, guys. And thank you so much indeed for sticking around and having a chat and putting your 2 pence in.
I apologize
so
for taking over with my question.
That's fine.
No,
I've already said if
it's
you've
a
got a
good
question,
question.
ask. I've already said that. I've got no issues with that.
I thought it was a good
The next time,
question,
can you
Dan.
put your fucking hand up, not just interrupt?
Smith.
On that note,
My
guys, thank you.
podcast.
No, it's not. Fuck you. On that note, guys, thank you so much indeed. And we'll see you on the next one, people.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.